What's up, y'all? It's your boy Roscoe P. It's another My Tales from Overseas. Before I begin, I just want to give a special shout out and thank you to everybody that's come on here and subscribed, that's liked a story, everybody that's come from El Guapo. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for keeping my channel watched, and thank you for supporting, and I appreciate it. Another special thank you goes to El Guapo. It was a good opportunity for me when he asked me to be on his YouTube channel. I was kind of hesitant to do it, but I just kind of did it, and it was an excellent opportunity. And a special shout out goes to him for allowing me the time to go on there and just talk. So I appreciate you, El Guapo. Thank you, and thank you, Beautiful Lies family. Without further ado, so this tale comes to you from Japan, in the southern region of Japan. It's a place called Beppu, which is kind of famous for hot springs. And it's not a big city. It's kind of like a mid-level town. We had a scrimmage there, and me and one of my teammates, we'll call him Ivan, were, just chopping it up. Ivan had been living there for quite some time, so he kind of knew the lay of the land. Not in Beppu specifically, but he knew about Japan. He'd been living there for a while. So me and him got along great. That's still one of my good friends. So we're at this scrimmage. I can't sleep. And I knock on his door. I'm like, yo, Ivan, you want to take a walk with me? He's like, yeah, man. He's like, I can't sleep neither, man. Let's take a walk. So we're walking around this town. It's a pretty small town. And the convenience stores are open. They're always open. So we go to a convenience store, and I remember getting a ice cream cone. Now, the way the ice cream cones are in Japan, they're already like pre-made. You just pop the plastic off, and it's an ice cream cone. And I remember he got like chips and a beer. And we're walking down, and there's a row of vending machines, maybe 10 vending machines in a row, just walking down. And I'm like, why do you have vending machines if you have a convenience store right there? It doesn't make sense. He's like, well, convenience stores might not have everything a vending machine might have, which sounds crazy to me, but, it's Japan. So there were days I had to understand that some things weren't going to make sense the way that I understood them to make sense from my American brain. So we're walking down this line of vending machines, and I'm just kind of looking at what's in there. And when I had gotten to Japan, I made it a point to try things out of vending machines because I thought that I'd like them or dislike them. And if it ever came to it, I could, in a pinch, get something to eat or drink from a vending machine. So I'm walking down, and I stop at one. I think it's like the 8th or 9th one down. And it's pornographic material in here, like DVDs and pictures and magazines and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, they really do have everything in these vending machines. And something kind of caught my eye. It was like a silver cylinder with a picture of a girl on it. And I'm like, what is this? I'm like, yo, that's crazy. So my mind instantly went to, it's for a woman. And Ivan is like, nah, man, like, you're not going to believe it, but those are used panties in this cylinder, right? And I'm like, who's buying that, And he's like, yo, you be surprised, man. Like, it's. So he goes on to give me an education about Japan. And I'm still kind of new to the country, so I'm soaking up what he's telling me. And I'm like, wow, man. And then I start to notice things, later on. But he's telling me things like, it's a repressed culture. They work a lot, and they're so fixated on their jobs and their work that, their fetishes and fantasies and hobbies, spill out and come to light later on. I'm like, man, that's crazy, This is all new to me. It's all nuts. And I'm like, wow. But in hindsight, I mean, Americans are the same way, but we keep our fetishes and fantasies and hobbies kind of repressed to ourselves. So nobody really knows, what it is. But in Japan, it's kind of overt. It spills out because, I don't know, maybe they don't know to keep it secret, but maybe it's cultural. So for me, I'm just like, all right. So I'm like, man, ain't nobody going to buy this stuff. He's like, yeah, all right. He said, yo, I'll bet you 10 yen, which is the equivalent to $10. It's 1,000 yen. He's like, I bet you 10 yen that somebody, while we're sitting out here, buys this. I'm like, all right, man, you're on. I'm like, but if we sit right in front of it, no one's going to stop. Like, we're two big dudes. Like, we're 6'4", and my boy Ivan is 6'9". So I'm like, there's no way you're going to see two black dudes sitting out here at night, and someone's going to just be like, hey, how you guys doing? Go and, do his business. Because there still is a level of embarrassment. So he's like, all right. So the way it was situated was that there was like a small park. And you could see the vending machines at an angle from the park. So what we did was we found some benches at the end of the park so we can still see the vending machines. And we sat there for like 25, 30 minutes. And, he schooled me on so much about Japan from a foreigner's point of view that I ended up seeing later, that I was so appreciative of that talk and this time that I had with him. Like, he was a great dude, man. He still is. He's a great dude. Just, full of knowledge. And so as we're talking, he's like, yo, I'm about to win. I'm like, so we see this guy around the corner, right? He's in, they call them the salary man outfit. So they are black tie, white shirt, black pants, black shoes. Looks young. And he rounds the corner, goes in the convenience store. And I'm like, see? Nah, I'm like, you can't think every dude's going there. Comes out the convenience store, walks down the row of vending machines. Kind of walking toward us, but he can't see us because the way it is like the park is kind of lit up and we're kind of like a little bit back on a bench. So you can't make us out really from that angle. So he walks down the line of vending machines and he gets to the pornographic vending machine. And he looks around. He gives makes sure nobody's looking. And you see him go in his pocket. And my boy Ivan's like, yo, I told you. I said, wait. Like, he might not be going for the cylinder. I was like, so that's a caveat of the bet. The guy has to go for the cylinder. Sure enough, he goes for the cylinder. And I'm like, nah, he's not really about to do what I think he's about to do. And sure enough, he doesn't like put in his bag. He doesn't like put it in his jacket, walk home. None of that. Nothing. Doesn't put it in his pocket. Nothing. He literally takes it, opens it up in front of the vending machine, gets the panties out, the used ones, puts them in, and you see him like, and you just see this wave of euphoria go over his body. He's just like, oh. And I'm like, oh, hell no. Hell no. I'm like, yo, I can't even believe you just did that. So Ivan's like, yo, give me my 10 yen, man. I was like, I'm cracking up at this point. I go in my wallet. I give him the money. And I'm cracking up. Now, I guess I'm laughing a little too hard because I guess he heard us. And he like perks up. He gets out of his euphoric state. He looks around and he kind of looks back at us, And he's kind of like makes us out, sit on his park bench. And he kind of just busts into like a walk sprint, like, oh God, I gotta get out of here. And he just starts walking, sprinting away. And the rest of the night, like, me and Ivan are just talking about like the craziness. And I'm like, yo, that might have been the wildest thing I've ever seen in this country. And I hadn't been there all that long. I've been there like less than a year. And I'm like, like, it doesn't get any crazier than that. So, but it does though. It does get crazier than that. And I saw that throughout the years I was there. It got a lot crazier than that. And other places I've been to too, I've seen crazier stuff, but that's just kind of a funny rendition of what I had seen in Japan. Oh man. And the funniest thing is that, it's like Ivan is telling me, Ivan's like, yo, these dudes think that this is like the girl, the pretty model in the picture. This is her underwear that she's putting on and then taking off and putting into a cylinder. But it's kind of like when, you know, it's like mass produced, so it's not. It's probably and the way he was talking, I was like, yo, it's probably some old lady or some like middle aged woman with kids that puts them on. Some guy pays her, she's vacuuming her floor, and she's like cleaning the house, or she's going to work, whatever she's doing. Then she's just coming home, taking them all, stuffing them in the cylinder, and she's just like, here, give my money. Oh man, it's not even like the girl on the cylinder, which is the funniest part. It's just the image of it. And so he's just hit me with these gems that I'm cracking up on. It was a good night. It was fantastic. And yeah, man, that was just one of my weirder tales from overseas, man. It was just kind of crazy. But yeah, it's even thinking about it is funny. But it's your boy Roscoe B. It's another one of my tales from overseas. If you like these, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, spread the word, and I'll come out with more content. Later, y'all.